Hey guys, I'm here with my daughter Sadie and Cassie. You can pop in and say hello. And Cassie's here too, right? And we are here in our kitchen. Sadie's eating her fruit, but what we did tonight, and I'm gonna let Sadie talk in a second, is we watched about 15 minutes of a story on Inky Johnson. And Inky Johnson, a little background on Inky Johnson, guys, and I'm going to let Sadie talk about it, is Inky Johnson was going to be a professional NFL football player. He grew up in Kirkwood, near Atlanta, Georgia, and in a very, very rough home life. Dad really wasn't in his life. He lived in a house, 2-bedroom home with 14 people. He used to sleep on the floor. But he had a very strong work ethic even through a high school where a lot of the kids in high school ended up in jail and the police were there. And he worked very hard because he wanted to be a professional football player in the NFL. Well, when he eventually got to college, and I'm just going to kind of cut to the chase, Inky Johnson suffered an injury where he almost lost his life. And he now currently today is fully paralyzed. He has no movement in his right arm. He almost bled out internally, but he's turned it into such a positive of his life. So I wanted Sadie she watched the video with me, how he overcame adversity and what he did and what he changed it with his life now to pay it forward to help other people. So Sadie, what did you think of it? What did you learn?
Well, I thought it was a good story
Yep.
because it really taught a lesson. And I learned that you should think for others before yourself, because he went to a very dangerous school, and there was a police that had to stay at the school because a lot of people fight, a lot of kids fight and stuff.
Yeah,
and they had to went in jail. They had to go in jail. Sorry,
Right.
I meant to say that.
That's all right.
So he got offered a scholarship and got to go to a new college, but he didn't want to go because he wanted to go back to the dangerous school and show all the kids that he's not going to go to jail, and other kids could be like, oh, since Inky didn't go to jail, I'm going to get through this and I'm not going to go to jail.
So basically, Inky was at his high school, which is a very dangerous school, right? It's you're saying. And his parents, his pastor, wanted to take him out and bring him and put him in another high school that was safer. And they did pull him out, and he asked to go back to his dangerous high school. And he did that because you said he wanted to leave, as what Inky said, the generations behind him better than when he found it. So he wanted to show other people that if he could be successful and go to college, that in fact that they can do it too, right? That's what you were saying? What else did you see? What else has he done with his life now after almost passing away and dying, and what is he doing?
He turned his slumping down life from almost death into being a successful speaker.
Yeah, and what does he speak and what does he do for people?
He leads and he tells them what you're supposed to do in life and what helps you.
Right, so Inky took something that happened that would be a negative and most people would stop, right? And now he goes out and motivates people and says that life is bigger than you, right? And it's about realizing that, making an impact for those that made sacrifices for you. So he said that all the people, his coaches and everything they did for him, that he wanted to pay it back and motivate other people and pay it back for his coaches being there for him, and him wanting to pay it back for everybody else, right?
Yeah.
What else did you take away from that? Anything else you could think of? I mean, you had a bunch of questions during it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What else did you?
A bunch of his fans wrote his name Inky on their backs because they're fans of him.
Right. And what did you notice about his work ethic? How hard he worked at 7 years old. What did he do at 7 years old? Go ahead.
He told his mom, I want to go see my dad. So his mom took him to his dad, and Inky said, Dad, I don't want you to give me money. I don't want you to give me clothes. I just want you to help me practice and get faster because I want to be in the NFL. Right. So his dad woke him up every day at 4:30, and they ran 2 miles to the fire station, 2 miles back.
Right, and his dad, who wasn't in his life, he knew his dad was an athlete, and that's all he asked. And he was 7 years old running 2 miles to the fire station, 2 miles back. So was he working hard at that age?
Yes, very.
Very hard. And his mom used to work at Wendy's. You remember that story? His mom worked at Wendy's, and she used to pick him up in a beat-up Regal that was broken down, and he would ask her, do you remember what he asked her to do? He
had to sit in the car.
He asked her to sit in the car and ask her to put the headlights on and light up the football field. And what did he do? Do you remember what
Practice.
And he practiced. And how old was he again when he was doing this? At
7.
7 years old. So he told his mom, do you remember, he said, Mom, I need to go to the NFL and I want to be there for the family. So he would practice at night on the field
10:30.
to 10:30 at night. Right, you remember that, at 10:30 at night, running football drills on the football field.
He would do it for 2 hours. So 12:30 he would
he would. His mom would come at 10:30 after practice. He'd be waiting.
11:30 he would be done.
Right, and he used to have to wait at the school by himself because practice would end, and they would have to wait for his mom to come pick him up.
But they never said what time practice.
So what do you think? Like, he's 7 years old, Sadie, and he's working super hard at 7 years old, and then he gets hurt, and he was going to go to the NFL, and now he realizes he has to. He wants to help other people. So what do you think you took away from him at 7 years old, working so hard, and now what he's doing now? Like, what is the big thing, the big message you think? What did you learn? What did you learn about Inky for yourself?
You asked me that, but...
I asked. Well, there's more. I think there's more to it, though. No?
Okay. So I learned when you have downs in your life, you should keep going, find something else to do, and do that, and... try to inspire people. Yeah,
try to inspire people, and when you have downs in your life, to never give up and to try to give back and help other people, right? So, did you get any of the video? Did you watch any of the video? Or you didn't hear any of it?
I just heard him being motivational.
You heard him motivational. Do you ever want to say anything?
Ooh.
Cass, anything you heard?
Can't tell her.
I didn't hear anything.
You missed it because I was sitting.
Can't tell her.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
So, there was a kid named... What's his name?
I was listening to the
Johnson.
story saying I understand.
Inky, and he was in football and he had a dream to go in the NHL, and a football player hurt his arm and he almost died.
I mean, the NFL.
Whatever.
So, one thing I'd like to say, I know Kristen and I, and Kristen's over there a little bit, is something that we learned from John Maxwell that we try to do sometimes, and we did with Cassidy. What book did you read? Do you remember it?
No, something about...
Was an attitude book about attitude, having a positive attitude. So what we learned from John Maxwell is instead of paying his kids for chores, like taking out the garbage and vacuuming, he wouldn't do that because he realized like that's part of being a family, but he would pay kids an allowance to grow their mind, to learn how to become successful and face adversity and, turn something bad into something good. And he says that paid dividends later to the success of his kids. And John Maxwell, for those that don't know him, he's a leadership expert, one of the top authors, I would say, in the world with all the books he's wrote, if you look him up. So, we took that nugget from what we heard from John Maxwell, and I think we try, and Kristen's over there somewhere, to let our kids see motivational videos or hear stories like this to let them know why hard work needs to be done and why things you can't control what happens to you, but you have to realize sometimes things in life happen for you because it turns you into the person you're becoming. Right, girls? Yeah? Yes, Cass? Chris, you want to add anything? No. Kristen's over there waving. So that's what we took out of it. So tonight, Sadie and I had a little bit of daddy-daughter time to watch Inky. Cassie caught some of it. And I'm happy that you took something out of it. We're going to finish and say goodbye. You have anything last things to say?
Words of wisdom?
Any words of wisdom? Any Sadie says words of wisdom? No?
Drink Shakeology.
Drink Shakeology. And we will finish.
And there's the plug.
And there's the plug. Sadie,
And be motivational and think about others before yourself so you can help them and they will have a great life and we can make the earth better like that.
Yeah, I like that. All right, Cass, anything? No? No. Cass says anything. All right,
Eat your fruits and vegetables.
Eat your fruits and vegetables, drink your Shakeology, and be there for other people and whatever else you said. So, all right, guys, have a good night. We love all you guys. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.